I'm here now with Alex Johnson, President, Capital Workforce Partners. Alex, it's so good to see you today.
Oh, my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, now how significant is some of the work the Connecticut League of Nurses is doing in relation to what you do at Capital Workforce Partners?
Actually, we work very closely with the Connecticut League of Nursing, and we're working with them because they help us identify where there are pressing and critical needs within the healthcare sector. So we're working with them particularly on the project so they're able to help us identify where there are real-time job opportunities in the sector, particularly in nursing and other related areas. And then we take that information and we communicate it back to our training providers so that we're able to train and prepare individuals who are looking for jobs or looking for career changes to meet the demands of the healthcare industry. So we work very closely with them in that respect.
Okay, that's terrific. What programs specifically do you have that would support what the league is doing? You have something called middle skill.
Yeah, we look at middle skill jobs generally, and those are jobs that require more than a high school diploma but less than a baccalaureate. You know, the nursing sector falls into that area, particularly because, you know, even though hospitals are looking for nurses with advanced education, they start with an associate's degree. So we work with individuals who have an associate's degree. We have various programs that enable the companies to continue that training and development process for associate degree nurses to become baccalaureate level nurses and ultimate master's level nurses. So we provide on-the-job training support, we provide tuition assistance to individuals, variety of resources to enable both the hospitals to take advantage of the fact that the new nurses need some training in addition to their education, and at the same time to support the individuals' continued educational process. So we focus primarily on the nursing and other related healthcare areas as well. You know, I would note that, you know, in Connecticut, for example, there's publicly we act like the only needs in our sectors are in the manufacturing sector, and I think to some extent it's overshadowing the challenges we're having in the healthcare environment, particularly trying to keep pace with the need for nursing and related technical support positions.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Connecticut is certainly falling in line with what we're seeing nationally in that there is a great need for nurses. What do you find that there is an interest by the people that you talk with to come into this field?
Oh yeah, most definitely, and we try to connect with individuals who are in school. So we provide some career counseling and information to individuals who are in high school. You know, evaluating what their career choices are going to be. We also have a number of centers through the America's Job Center network where individuals who are either unemployed or looking for a job change or career change could come in for information. And we're doing some specialized sessions to help individuals understand what the career opportunities are in the healthcare field, nursing, and related sectors as well. So we're providing some very specialized training in that area because the demand is there and there's a critical need, and we need to ensure that we're preparing the workforce to meet that critical need.
Mm-hmm. What are some best practices you might like to see put in place by the state or by even the organizations that work within the state to try to build a robust nursing workforce? What are some best practices that aren't in place that you think should be?
Yeah, I think what we're really working hard at is trying to ensure that we're connecting the educational process, the classroom education, with the clinical aspect. So we have a program which is a way of enhancing the capabilities of nursing who are coming out of college with some practical hands-on experience in a clinical environment. And I do believe that the state could provide more financial support to enable us to do that in a more aggressive way because, you know, as you know, just because they have a diploma doesn't necessarily mean they're actually ready for work in the rapid pace in the clinical environment. So how are we transitioning individuals, enabling them to learn and at the same time be productive in that environment? I think that's an area where we need some additional what we call on-the-job training support. So we've really been promoting hard the notion of on-the-job training supports both for the employer and the individual.
Okay. And what about more information about advancement and how what lies ahead for someone who's already in the system.
Yeah,
In order to retain
right,
their
right, to
skills.
retain themselves, because we're also very clear that the nature of the work is rapidly changing with technology. And although we're kind of looking at the healthcare environment, we're also looking at the fact that technology skills are also becoming a critical skill in this environment. So how are we ensuring that individuals have both the clinical skill as well as the technology skill, and helping individuals understand that the nature of the work is going to continue to evolve. So learning has to be lifelong. It wasn't like we used to be in the past where you could just get your degree, go to work, and things were fairly stagnant. So with that infusion of technology, we're continuing to advise people that you have to continue to learn to continue to be productive.
What barriers still exist for people coming into the healthcare area? That you believe more work needs to be done to knock them down?
Yeah, I think some of the challenges are, particularly as individuals are requiring their basic education, because we see that, some of the challenges within our secondary school environment. So individuals aren't coming out of high school with the necessary math, science, skills that they need to have to be successful in this career space. So we are, and I think as a state, we need to really promote the notion of STEM skills, science, technology, engineering, and math as a core competency. And it's essential for individuals who want to pursue a career in this field that they have to have good math and science skills. They have to have that background. And it's harder to teach them when they are adults than when they are as young individuals. So trying to infuse that conversation into the schools to help schools understand that STEM skills are important and essential assets, irrespective of the kind of career choice that individuals make.
Another speaker had mentioned really introducing the need for this as early as the beginning of middle school. Would that?
Right, yeah, because they do say that, by third grade you can predict someone's success. So we're trying to really infuse that into not just the high schools, but into lower grade levels, particularly the STEM skills training. I think that's really essential, and then also giving young people the opportunity to explore different careers, explore what it means to be in a clinical environment, to be a nurse, to be in the healthcare environment, and giving them some experience of what to look for and what to expect. And then I think, and we're doing a lot of that because then it also helps young people understand the value of the educational process they're going through. Now they understand why math is important, why science is important. Without that kind of practical knowledge, they really don't make those connections. So we do a lot of that with the various youth programs that we have, and those are really just pipeline programs to prepare individuals to pursue higher level careers.
A lot of stakeholders are at this summit this month. What is the takeaway you'd like people here at the summit to hear from Capital Workforce Partners?
I think that the big takeaway is, as I mentioned earlier, we've kind of grown as a state to think that our only challenge to our economy is the need for more individuals in the manufacturing sector, and I think that's kind of overshadowing the fact that we really need to aggressively prepare individuals for the healthcare environment, nursing, and related sectors. And I think we need to not allow the manufacturing conversation to overshadow the need and more resources and more thoughtful interventions to prepare individuals for careers. Because I think, the fact that healthcare is one of those sectors that, is based in the community, and it can't be done elsewhere. So we need to have our population effectively trained for jobs that we know are in demand. And making sure that we're pushing that issue forward, I think, is a critical, and I'm hopeful that that's going to get the kind of attention today so that we could continue to say that in addition to manufacturing sector, we also need individuals to be trained and prepared in the healthcare sector. And we really need to really focus in on just developing our workforce generally to meet the skills of all of the employers in our community that are really looking for individuals.
Right. Alex Johnson, Capital Workforce Partners, thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.